Okay, so in this video, we're going to tackle the shuffle node, right? And if you hit tab, just type in shuffle, you can see it here. Okay, so this shuffle node, uh, you could think of it as sort of like a switcher or a channel, right? So if you think of the information coming from this image, so you have all the information here. You have RGB, alpha, and all the AOVs that I put in. So there's diffuse, specular, transparency, and all that. So they're all traveling down this pipe. Okay, shuffle will let you single in on one of the channels, right? So think of it like you're switching channels on a TV. Okay, so I can plug this in, and in my shuffle node here in the input layer, I can pick one of the AOVs. Okay, so the list here is going to change depending on what AOVs are included in this EXR. So for me, I only output the more basic ones, so diffuse, direct, emission, indirect, specular, SSS, subsurface scattering, and transmission, right? So what I want to do is I want to pick one of these. So let's say I want diffuse. Okay, and if I press 1, so it's only showing me the diffuse channel, right? And in your shuffle node, if you go to the node tab, I can type in a label. So this is diffuse, so I type in diffuse. So I can see what it is. Okay. Now, again, just to organize things, especially if you're OC, I can hit Control and create a node here. It's actually called a dot. I just found out. And I can break it to the one side, right? So if I have other AOVs that I want to edit, I can break this again, adjust like that. And I can now add more shuffle nodes. Okay, one thing to remember when you're copying something. So if I select this, I want to make a copy of it. So Control C, Control V. If it's not deselected, it will connect the copy directly to the original. Okay, but if I select this, press Control C, deselect, so I have no node selected. Control V, it's free floating. Okay, so I can connect these up like so. And then this one here, right? So they're all set now to diffuse, so I just have to adjust that. So for this shuffle node, let's say I want specular. Then I'll just rename this spec. For this one, let's say I want transmission. Transmission. And the last one, let's go with subsurface scattering. Yeah, so SSS. And now if I select these and I press 1, I can see the individual AOVs. Okay, so this is diffuse, specular, transmission, shuffle, right? SSS. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to bring them back together. So you want to merge them. Let's move this aside. So again, M, merge. Oops, not there. Let's put this back together. Like so. There you go. Okay, so merge is A over B. Right, so let's first put together the diffuse and the specular passes. Okay, so I will select my merge node, press 1 so I can see what the merge node is showing me, which right now is nothing because I have no connections. So I'll put B, or the background, in the diffuse, and A into specular, so it goes on top. And then for the others, you make more merge nodes. So this, and let's say transmission on top, like so here. And then one last merge node. Let's have the subsurface scattering on top. There you go. Okay, and if you want to compare this, you can select the dot, press 1. Let's select the merge node, press 2. And if I go back and forth, you see they're the same. I see the same thing, right? So in this way, you've successfully rebuilt the the image, the beauty pass. Now you do this, break it up into these passes so that you have more control. Okay, so for example, I want to adjust only a particular pass. Let's say specular, right? Anywhere in between specular and the merge node, I can add, let's say, something to edit this with. I can add say, a blur node, right? So I can blur the specular. You're looking at, there you go. See, it's a bit much, but if you want like a slight bloom on your specular, okay, that can work. Or maybe not a blur, let's do a glow. Okay, let's do a glow instead. Let's deactivate the blur. There we go. So you have a glow. Very, very faint sort of glow. And then the size. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Right? So you have this. Then for something else, let's say subsurface scattering, I can put a grade node, right? And I want to maybe change the color of it so it's more greenish. Right? And then diffuse overall, still grade node again. Let's bring everything down. It's too bright. So let's put the multiply down. There you go. Okay. So this is normally how it's done. You would break it up into passes and then put it back together again. Now, what passes you're going to use, that depends on what you need to do, right? Studios will usually have a set of passes that are always present. So you always have to have so, so, and so, and so. And then usually if there's a specific need, they'll ask for a specific pass, right? But for um, basic editing, you would need at least diffuse specular transmission, subsurface scattering, Z depth, which we'll get into another time, and the cryptomats, which is more for selections. Okay, but basically, I wanted to show you this. This is how it's done normally. Okay, there is an alternative which I prefer, which would be like the plus minus method. It's called, uh, which I can tackle in a separate video. All right, that's it. Thanks.